Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on Gran Turismo 7. We're back with a daily race A on the American servers from the back of the grid, and as you can tell, probably going to see a lot of chaos. So if you do enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and let me know in the comments what your experience has been in different regions, because in my streams a lot of the time, a lot of people from the US region have been saying the races have been quite messy, some very bad driving going on. So we decided to go in and do one from the back and see what the experience was for myself. Now, we have done a few already in the past, and they haven't been the best experience. They're probably worse than GT Sport, if I'm brutally honest. But, you know, give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's go again and see what we have for this race. So, yeah, starting from the back, we get a reasonable start. Obviously, traction control 1, then turning it off. And going into turn 1, we're going to take it easy because I'm not going to go in and plough everyone out the way. And the car behind, though, however, has other intentions, clearly not braking. Again, hits me second time in a row. And again, you're going to see he doesn't just hit me 2 times. He does this numerous times. So again, as we're coming through here, you're going to see I'm looking behind because I'm thinking surely he has a penalty, but no penalty awarded. He hits us again here, 3rd time. Then again into this corner, he's going to hit us again because he's just trying, I think he's trying to ram us out the way basically, because watch this, hits us here for the 4th time, then again there 5th time, and then pushes us massively and pushes us out the way and just basically tries to slide us out the way and carries on. So yeah, really disrespectful driving, but I kind of expect this sometimes, and you know, you've got to put up with it. But luckily we managed to save the car and didn't lose control, so we only lost a few positions. Now we're not going to retaliate to that, but let's just watch from his perspective what I'm talking about. So he rams us there, and again we're out of control, managed to save it. He rams us again in the braking zone, 2nd time, and this isn't bad driving, this is just intentional driving. What he's trying to do is push to pass. It's commonly done. He's just trying to ram us out the way so we can get past. So again, you're going to see he hits us there, trying to push us wide so we lose control and push us into gravel, but it doesn't work. Again, you're going to see up here, he's going to try it again on this corner, which again, we're on the brakes because there's a car in front of us. And again, he just completely pushes us out the way and he makes that move. So yeah, pretty dirty driving by this TPC driver and not great to see. But you know, we managed to save the car and we're not going to retaliate. One thing I try not to do is retaliate. Sometimes if it carries on, you do kind of lose it and you do retaliate. But in general, I try not to retaliate now because I think it just makes the situation worse. So we're not going to retaliate. We're in P9. You know, all is not lost. We can still make up positions. So as we work through here, we see a lot of chaos going in front of us there. There's quite a lot of cars all over the track, all side by side. And then as we're coming into the braking zone, you're going to see here now, I see that white car's gone to the right. So I go up on the inside. We say nice and narrow here. The white car goes straight into P5 and hits him off there. And he also, I think there was a ghosting incident between the white car and the other red car. So watch this in slow motion. As we're coming into this corner, we go nice and slow. Now keep your eye on the white car. He accelerates into the red car in front of him, hits him quite aggressively there, knocks into the side of him. That pinballs him off. And I think there's a ghosting incident with the car that I went through where it wasn't ghosted with the white car, which again, we've had that issue ourselves at Brands Hatch. But luckily for myself, I gained a few positions there because we kept it nice and tight to the apex and we get back up to P6. However, we are now behind Mr. TPC Vigilante. Yeah, I don't think that's the correct name for him because he seems to be a bit of an idiot on the game himself. So yeah, going into it, we have a little look up the inside to try and fake it, just to try and scare him, and it actually works. This is very often the case with drivers that are dirty. They get scared very often themselves, and yeah, he goes off wide there and we're up into P5. So not bad. We're back up into P5 and we can still hopefully get a reasonable finish in this race because we obviously started at the back, so anything in the podium is always a fairly solid race from the back. And I have to say, you know, this was a dirty experience on the game in terms of the drivers, but this combination has been good fun this week, and I hope PD really continue with this longer race for Daily Race 8. It is so much better, it's more enjoyable, and it gives you a chance when you've got drivers like this in the race to actually fight back and get some positions, because if this was a 3-lap race, we'd probably be have no chance with drivers like this in it. But with it being 5 laps, it gives you that extra little bit of time and you can actually fight back and, you know, claw back some positions. So I think it's a good move by PD. So now we're going to keep our eye on the mirror. Now we've got a totally separate car. This is the 3rd driver that's going to cause us some trouble now, and you can see there in the mirror going into the braking zone. We're going to brake pretty much where you should do for this corner. You see braking in between the 100 and the 50, taking good speed into the corner. He just plows into the rear of us and again pushes myself into the blue car, and unfortunately for the blue car, he's been spun out and his race is ruined by one idiot in front of us. And you can see there, he's got a 3-second penalty. And now we've got Vigilante again, ramming us up the rear there in the green car behind us. And again, second time there. And this is just quite frustrating. I'm going to say, like, I was getting a little bit annoyed when this was happening. We did this live on stream, and it was frustrating because it's just like, I don't think there's an excuse for it. I think it's just dirty and bad driving. And, you know, luckily the penalty system does pick up on the majority as he tries it again there. Luckily I managed to save the rear again as he tried to do what he did before. But this time we saved the rear and held onto P5. But yeah, like I say, the penalty system does work, but sometimes it doesn't work in the correct way. And that is the problem that was on GT Sport as the P2 driver there. I think he just lost control himself. I don't think the car in front hit him, but you never know. But I do think he just lost control himself there. So into the braking zone, we're going to go to the right here because we see that Vigilante is going to dive bomb us, and that was, I expected it, so I stayed to the right. Luckily he gives us space on the exit, which I really didn't expect. So yeah, maybe he just wants to hit the rear of our car and damage it or something. But yeah, we're now behind P3 going into Spoon Corner, and I'm not even going to attempt to overtake this driver because if I'm brutally honest, one bit of advice is if you've ever got a driver like that in front of you that is just going to ram people out the way and they've got a 3-second penalty, sometimes it's better just to wait behind them, let them take that penalty, and then they're out of the situation. They're not involved with the race because they're not going to catch you back up, and you're not going to get hit or get a penalty because of the penalty system being a bit dubious at the moment. So a little bit of advice there of racecraft. This situation, just let them take the penalty, and then look, he's out of that now, and we're now up into P3, and we're in a podium position. And we've got a bit of a gap up to P1 and to P2 because obviously we've had all that battling going on, and obviously we're still very nervous about the car that is behind me because, like I say, he seems to be having a magnet onto my rear bumper or something that seems to be pulling him into it and making him drive straight into me without using his brakes. But luckily, once we've got a bit of clean air and we've got a bit of a gap, we can concentrate, put some pace down, and I don't think he had the pace to even stay anywhere near, so it wasn't too bad. Once we got a bit of a gap, we could actually push on. So yeah, watch what happens as we fast forward the action. We got a bit of a gap, so we don't have to look in the mirrors as much at the moment. This is why this view is so good though, because you have that rear view mirror to keep an eye on what's going on behind you, and you can kind of see when people are going to do something. Like we saw he was going to send it on the hairpin, so I stayed to the right. It's little things like that where this rear view mirror is a massive benefit. So fast forward into midway through lap 3, and you can see we're actually starting to catch up to P1 and P2. However, P2 is Ben Rod. Now this guy is a bit of an idiot in Daily Race A. He was on GT Sport. We came across him many a time. A lot of people have warned us about him in the past. He's not a very clean driver, not very good on the game and not very clean, so he will do everything he can to either take you out or make sure you don't overtake him. He's known for it, and I did expect it. I knew what to expect when we're coming up to him. But you can see the good thing here is though we got a bit of a gap to the car behind. However, we make a little bit of an exit on a mistake on this left-hand corner. We run a little bit wide, don't get the power down perfectly, and you can see the back of my car actually, all the dents in it. Like the car has been absolutely abused at the back. Just look at all the bumps and stuff on the back. But yeah, this is because people are taking it upon themselves to hit into our rear as much as possible. So working away here, we're on a purple sector, so a pretty solid lap, not doing too bad at the moment. We're just going to try and catch up to that lead battle. Now P1 is probably a little bit too out of reach. You can see 4.5 seconds. We've got 2 laps to go, but you never know. With Ben Rod behind him, Ben Rod could always take him out, and yeah, who knows what could happen in the race. But we're catching, and we're getting much closer to him now. So yeah, you can have a little look in the mirror there as we go over the line, and we can see the gap again around 6 tenths as we go over with a purple time, even with that mistake. So we've got the fastest car on the track. Say fastest car, we're the fastest car on the track at the moment, and now we're getting very close. You can see we're gaining quite a bit on Mr. Ben Rod. You can see him there, and he's actually showing up. He's within 2 seconds of us now. So this is where it's going to get interesting, is when we start getting close to Ben, because Ben is known as a bit of a dirty driver on the game. So we're actually catching up very fast now to P2, but you can see P1 we're gaining, but probably not enough gaining in terms of being able to compete for the win. But we'll do what we can, see if we can get close to Ben and see if we can actually get past him without getting wiped out the race. But yeah, like I say, this is Ben Rod. It's very unlikely you're going to make any way of getting past him without him retaliating in some way, shape or form. So getting close now though, you can see into the slipstream, and this is going to help us all the way through the power zones, through Spoon Corner. It's not really going to help us there, but now onto the back straight, and it's going to help us here as we accelerate. And you can see the gap now to P4. We've pretty much lost the slipstream to P4. He's around 1.4, 1.5 seconds behind us, so we've got that covered. So at least if anything kicks off with P2, technically you know, if we have a bit of a battle, we should be able to hold on to the podium position at least. So again, we're purple sector coming to the end of lap 4, and now we're going into the final lap. And you can see we've actually gained quite a big chunk of time on P1. However, you know, we've got a car in between us and P1, so we'll see what we can do. Can we push on for the win? Can we push on for P2? Let's take a look now, as again, we're right behind now into that slipstream, only half a second behind Ben going down this main straight. And again, we go over with another personal best. These laps weren't particularly fast. I think when we're on the EU count, as we see Ben in front of us starts weaving, and this is when I know that this guy is going to be a bit of a pain. I knew straight away with that weaving that he's not going to play nice here. He's probably going to do everything he can to make sure that we don't get past. And you can see he'll probably defend the grass and go on the grass to defend anything if possible. That's the kind of driver he is. So working our way through here, trying to keep it nice and smooth. We're going to have a little look up the inside every now and then, but there's not much you can really do in terms of overtaking through it. But I go for a really wide line here to try and cut back and get good exit speed. You can see we get really good exit speed. Have a little look up the inside there, but you can see he goes all the way up to the grass to defend it. We were never going to go for an overtake there, but you know, if it makes him drive a little bit out of shape, then so be it. Now through here, he doesn't upshift the 4th gear early like we do. That gives you much better exit speed, and he has to change gear now. So you're going to see we get massive pull on him at this stage of the lap. You can see gaining. We have a look up the right. We're not going to go for a move, but he defends it anyway. So into the braking zone, he goes a little bit wide there. We're going to go up the inside. Now look in the mirror, we have the green car right back up behind us, ramming both myself and Ben actually there. I think he hit both of us, but into the braking zone, he hits both of us. And now keep your eye on that mirror, because Ben is going to do the typical Ben thing and take us out. Look, deliberately takes us out. Now fortunately, I use the rear view mirror. Now this is where it's more beneficial than the radar, because I saw that coming, and I kind of expected it from Ben anyway. So I was looking in that mirror and I was aware of it, and I managed to turn slightly out the way. Now on the exit we got half a second because we tried to avoid hitting the green car, even though he's been ramming us every race. But you can see in the rear view mirror here now, watching back, we avoid turning in right at the last minute. I saw it and turned away from the corner. Now that stopped him hitting us right in the back, and I found it quite funny to see Ben right there in the distance struggling to get out the gravel, and his race over there for the podium. So yeah, we got half a second penalty though, because where we tried to run wide out of the exit of the corner to obviously make sure that we didn't hit into TPC. So yeah, we're going to take the penalty, but we're going to take P3 in this race. But overall, not a bad race considering the amount of people that were out to pretty much take us out. But this is the kind of experience I really think is going on quite a lot on the American servers, and I feel really sorry for people that want to get clean races on these servers, because there are a lot of people that just want to race clean, enjoy the game, have fun, but you've got people like this that are ruining it at the moment. So hopefully PD can take some action. I think they might be doing some action with regards to some of it soon. It's going to be interesting, so keep your eyes peeled on that, chat. There could be some action being taken against some of these drivers. It's going to be interesting if they do. So over the line, and we finished podium, which is a good result, so pretty happy with that. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section what your experience has been in different regions now, and different ratings as well. One thing is, this was a top lobby on the American server. In the EU on top lobbies, I think it's much better. Obviously in lower lobbies, you're going to get pretty much the same type of chaos no matter what region you're in, I personally think. But yeah, I really hope they can come up with some sort of solution to these drivers that are ruining the races for people, and everyone can enjoy the game the same as the top drivers in terms of top split drivers do, because we don't get this as much as you lower ranked drivers, and I feel really sorry for you having to deal with this every day. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. I'll be back soon. Take care, everyone.